Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to your go-to resource for real, practical relationship advice that actually works in the real world. I'm so excited you're here. Today we're tackling something absolutely crucial to relationship health: how to respond when your partner opens up to you. And listen, before we dive in, if you're committed to building stronger, healthier, more connected relationships, hit that subscribe button right now. We drop valuable content every single week that will transform how you communicate, connect, and show up in your relationships. Subscribing is free, it takes 2 seconds, and it ensures you never miss the insights that could change everything for you. All right, let's get into it. Quick recap, building on what we've learned. Before we jump into today's topic, I want to do a quick recap of what we've covered in our recent videos, because everything we talk about on this channel builds on itself. These aren't just random tips. This is a comprehensive framework for building intimacy and connection. A few videos back, we talked about the role of vulnerability in building intimacy. We explored how real intimacy doesn't happen through surface-level conversations and perfect Instagram moments. It happens when two people are willing to remove their masks and show each other who they really are. Vulnerability is the bridge that connects two people on a deeper level. Without it, you might have companionship, but you won't have true intimacy. We discussed how vulnerability requires courage, how it creates emotional safety, and how it's actually the foundation of trust in relationships. Then we covered why sharing your fears makes you stronger, not weaker. We dismantled the myth that vulnerability equals weakness and showed how opening up about your fears, insecurities, and struggles is actually one of the bravest things you can do. When you share your fears with your partner, you're not burdening them. You're inviting them into your inner world. You're giving them the chance to know the real you and to support you in ways that matter. We talked about how hiding your fears creates distance, while sharing them creates connection. That was a powerful conversation. Most recently, we discussed the art of asking for what you need without feeling needy. We broke down the difference between having healthy needs and being needy, and we gave you a practical framework for communicating your needs clearly and confidently. We talked about how having needs doesn't make you demanding or high maintenance, it makes you human, and we explored how the right person will welcome your needs, not make you feel bad for having them. Now here's where today's topic fits in. All of that vulnerability, all of that courage to share fears and express needs, it all falls apart if the person on the receiving end doesn't know how to respond. You can be the most vulnerable person in the world, but if your partner responds in ways that shut you down, shame you, or dismiss you, you'll learn real quick to stop opening up. So today, we're flipping the script. We're talking about what to do when your partner is the one being vulnerable with you. How do you respond when they share their fears? How do you react when they express their needs? What do you say when they open up about something that's bothering them? This is where you get to prove whether you're a safe person to be vulnerable with or not. Why this matters so much. Let me tell you something I've seen play out hundreds of times in my practice. The way you respond when your partner opens up will determine whether they continue opening up in the future. Every single interaction where vulnerability is shared is either a deposit or a withdrawal in the trust bank of your relationship. When your partner takes the risk to be vulnerable with you and you respond with empathy, curiosity, and support, you're making a deposit. You're essentially saying, "You're safe with me. I can handle your truth. I'm here for you." That encourages more openness, more honesty, more intimacy. But when your partner opens up and you respond with defensiveness, dismissiveness, advice they didn't ask for, or by making it about you, you're making a withdrawal. You're teaching them that vulnerability isn't safe with you, that they should keep things to themselves, that opening up leads to pain rather than connection. And here's the thing, most people don't intentionally respond poorly when their partner opens up. They do it out of discomfort, out of not knowing what to say, out of their own triggered emotions, or out of a genuine desire to help that just comes out wrong. The intention might be good, but the impact is damaging. That's why we need to talk about this. Because how you show up in these moments will literally shape the future of your relationship. The most common ways we get it wrong. Let's start by talking about what not to do, because recognizing these patterns is the first step to changing them. Mistake sector 1. Immediately trying to fix it or solve the problem. This is the most common mistake, especially for men, though women do it too. Your partner shares something they're struggling with or feeling vulnerable about, and your immediate response is to jump into problem-solving mode. Well, have you tried this? You should just do that. Here's what I think you need to do. Here's what you need to understand. When someone is being vulnerable, they're usually not looking for solutions in that moment. They're looking for connection. They want to feel heard, understood, and supported. When you immediately jump to fixing mode, you're essentially telling them their feelings are problems to be solved rather than experiences to be witnessed. Mistake number 2, making it about you. Your partner shares that they're feeling insecure about something, and you respond with, "Well, I feel that way too sometimes," and then proceed to talk about your own experience for the next 10 minutes. Or they tell you they're hurt by something you did, and you immediately start defending yourself and explaining your intentions. I get it. Sometimes we relate through sharing our own experiences, and sometimes when we're accused of something, our instinct is to defend. But when someone is opening up to you, that moment is about them, not you. There's a time and place for your experience and your perspective, but it's not right when they're being vulnerable. Mistake number 3, minimizing or dismissing their feelings. You're overreacting. That's not a big deal. You're too sensitive. Other people have it way worse. Any version of these responses is telling your partner that their feelings are wrong or invalid. And let me be clear, you don't get to decide what's a big deal to someone else. Their feelings are their feelings. They're valid simply because they're feeling them. Mistake 4, getting defensive or making excuses. This particularly shows up when your partner is being vulnerable about something you did that hurt them. Instead of listening and acknowledging their pain, you defend your actions, explain your intentions, make excuses, or turn it around on them. I only did that because you did this. That's not what I meant. You're remembering it wrong. Mistake number 5, judging or criticizing. Your partner opens up about fear or insecurity, and you respond with, "That's irrational," or "You shouldn't feel that way," or "I can't believe you think that." Judgment kills vulnerability faster than almost anything else. The moment someone feels judged for being honest, they shut down. Mistake number 6, using their vulnerability against them later. This is one of the most damaging things you can do. Your partner shares something vulnerable with you in a moment of openness, and then during an argument weeks later, you throw it back in their face. Well, you said you struggle with anxiety, so maybe you're just being paranoid. That's a betrayal of trust that's hard to come back from. Mistake number 7, rushing them or showing impatience. looking at your phone while they're talking, checking the time, interrupting because you have somewhere to be, saying, "Okay, but can we talk about this later?" These actions communicate that their vulnerability is inconvenient, that their feelings are a burden, that you don't have time for their inner world. The right way to respond, a framework. Now let's talk about what you should do when your partner opens up to you. Here's a framework that will serve you well in almost any situation. Step 1. Stop everything and give them your full attention. When your partner starts to open up about something meaningful, stop what you're doing, put down your phone, turn off the TV, make eye contact, turn your body toward them. Give them every signal that they have your complete attention and that what they're sharing matters to you. This sounds basic, but it's foundational. Presence is a gift. When someone feels fully seen and heard, it creates safety for vulnerability. Step 2. Listen to understand, not to respond. Most people listen with the goal of formulating their response while the other person is still talking. Instead, listen with the sole purpose of understanding what your partner is experiencing. Don't think about what you're going to say next. Don't plan your defense. Don't search for solutions. Just listen. Pay attention not just to their words, but to their tone, their body language, their emotions. What are they really trying to communicate beneath the surface? Step 3. Validate their feelings before anything else. Validation is the most powerful tool you have when someone is being vulnerable with you. It means acknowledging that their feelings make sense, even if you don't necessarily agree with their interpretation of events. That sounds really hard. I can understand why you'd feel that way. That makes sense given what you're going through. I hear you. Validation doesn't mean you agree with everything they're saying or that you're admitting fault if they're upset with you. It simply means you're acknowledging that their emotional experience is real and legitimate. Step 4. Reflect back what you heard. This is a communication technique that's incredibly powerful. After your partner shares, summarize what you heard them say. So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling overwhelmed because, or it sounds like you're worried about, or if I'm understanding correctly, you're hurt because this does 2 things. First, it shows them you were truly listening. Second, it gives them a chance to clarify if you misunderstood something. Sometimes just hearing their feelings reflected back helps them feel less alone in what they're experiencing. Step 5. Ask questions with genuine curiosity. After you've validated and reflected, ask open-ended questions that show you want to understand more deeply. Tell me more about that. What's that been like for you? How long have you been feeling this way? What do you need from me right now? The key word here is genuine. Don't ask questions that are secretly criticisms or that have an agenda. Ask because you truly want to understand your partner's inner world better. Step 6. Resist the urge to immediately fix, defend, or redirect. Sit in the discomfort. Let there be space for their feelings without rushing to change them or explain them away. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, "Thank you for sharing that with me," and nothing more. If they're upset with you specifically, this is really hard, but it's also really important. Try saying something like, "I can see I hurt you and I'm sorry. Help me understand what that was like for you." Notice you're not defending yourself or explaining your intentions yet. You're prioritizing understanding their experience first. Step 7. Express appreciation for their vulnerability. Let your partner know that you value them opening up to you. Thank you for trusting me with this. I really appreciate you being honest with me. I know that wasn't easy to share, and I'm grateful you did. This reinforces that vulnerability is safe with you and that you don't take it for granted when they let you into their inner world. Step 8. Ask how you can support them. What do you need from me right now? How can I support you with this? Would you like me to just listen, or are you looking for input? By asking instead of assuming, you give your partner agency in determining what kind of support they need. Sometimes they want advice, sometimes they want solutions, sometimes they just want to be heard. Let them tell you. Step 9. Follow through and follow up. If your partner shares something they're struggling with, check in on it later. Hey, I've been thinking about what you shared yesterday. How are you feeling about it today? This shows that you didn't just hear them in the moment and then forget about it, that their inner world stays with you. If you said you'd do something or change something based on what they shared, follow through. Your actions matter more than your words. Navigating different types of vulnerability. Not all vulnerable moments look the same, and different situations require slightly different approaches. Let's break down a few common scenarios. When they're sharing feelings about something you did, this is probably the hardest one because your instinct is to defend yourself. But here's what you need to do. First, just listen. Let them express how they feel without interruption. Then validate. I can see that I hurt you, and I'm really sorry about that. Notice you're apologizing for the impact, not necessarily agreeing that your intention was bad. Only after you've fully heard them and validated their feelings can you share your perspective. Can I share what was going on for me? Notice that's phrased as a question, not a defense. You're asking permission to add your side of the story, not invalidating theirs. When they're sharing fears or insecurities, this is where you want to be especially careful not to minimize or dismiss. Even if their fear seems irrational to you, it's very real to them. Validate it. That fear makes sense. Then offer reassurance without dismissing the fear. I want you to know that whatever they're worried about is not something you need to worry about with me, and I'm here to remind you of that whenever you need it. Don't say, you shouldn't worry about that, or that's silly. Say, I understand that worry, and I'm here with you in it. When they're sharing past trauma or pain, this requires extra gentleness. Thank them for trusting you with something so significant. Acknowledge the courage it took to share. Don't probe for more details than they're offering. Let them share at their own pace. And absolutely don't judge them or ask questions that imply blame like, why did you stay? Or why didn't you tell someone? Say things like, I'm so sorry you went through that. Thank you for trusting me with this part of your story. You didn't deserve that. When they're sharing big dreams or hopes, be their biggest cheerleader. Even if their dream seems unrealistic to you, your job in that moment is to support their courage in dreaming. That's amazing. Tell me more about what that would look like. Don't be the person who immediately points out all the obstacles or why it won't work. There's a time for realistic planning, but it's not when they're first sharing something they're excited about. When they're processing something difficult unrelated to you, they had a hard day at work, they're dealing with family drama, they're stressed about money. Your job is to be a supportive presence. Listen, validate, ask what they need, don't take over their problem, and don't make it about how it affects you. Be their safe space to process. The deeper skills, emotional attunement. Beyond the specific techniques, responding well when your partner opens up requires emotional attunement. the ability to tune into their emotional state and respond in a way that matches what they need in that moment. This means developing emotional intelligence and awareness. It means noticing when your partner is struggling, even when they don't say it directly. It means reading between the lines. It means sensing when they need space versus when they need closeness. It means recognizing when they need you to take action versus when they need you to just be present. Emotional attunement is a skill you develop over time by paying attention, by asking questions, by learning your specific partner's patterns and needs. The same response might work perfectly one time and completely miss the mark another time. It depends on the context and what your partner needs in that specific moment. This is why asking, "What do you need from me right now?" is so powerful. It takes the guesswork out and lets your partner tell you what kind of support would be most helpful when you don't know what to say. Here's something that will take pressure off you. You don't always have to have the perfect response. Sometimes the most honest and powerful thing you can say is, "I don't know exactly what to say right now, but I'm here with you, and I care about what you're going through." It's okay to say, "I want to support you, but I'm not sure how. Can you tell me what would be most helpful?" It's okay to say, "This is heavy, and I'm sitting with you in it." Your presence and your willingness to be there matter more than having the perfect words. Don't let the fear of saying the wrong thing prevent you from saying anything at all. Managing your own emotions. Sometimes when your partner opens up, it triggers something in you. Maybe what they're sharing brings up your own anxiety, or past trauma or insecurities. Maybe their vulnerability makes you uncomfortable because you're not used to emotional intimacy. Maybe their pain makes you feel helpless, and you hate feeling helpless. Here's what you need to know. Your emotions are valid, but in the moment your partner is being vulnerable, you need to manage them enough to show up for your partner. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means being able to hold space for them, while also holding space for your partner. If you get triggered, take a breath, ground yourself, remind yourself that this moment is about supporting your partner. You can process your own feelings later, either with your partner after they've been heard, or with a therapist, or in your own reflection time. If you absolutely can't hold space in that moment, if what they're sharing is genuinely too activating for you to be present, it's okay to say, "I want to be fully present for this conversation, but I'm feeling really activated right now. Can we pause for a moment so I can ground myself and then come back to this?" That's better than pretending to be present while internally freaking out. Creating a culture of safe vulnerability. The goal isn't just to respond well when your partner opens up occasionally. It's to create a relationship culture where vulnerability is normal, expected, and safe. You do this by consistently responding with empathy and support, by never using vulnerability as a weapon, by regularly checking in with each other, by making it clear through your words and actions that all feelings are welcome in your relationship. You also do this by being vulnerable yourself. Vulnerability is contagious. When you model it by opening up about your own fears, struggles, and needs, you create permission for your partner to do the same. And you create this culture by celebrating moments of vulnerability. I loved that you shared that with me. It makes me feel closer to you. When you reinforce that vulnerability leads to good things, connection, understanding, intimacy, you encourage more of it. When they won't open up. Sometimes the issue isn't how you respond when your partner opens up. It's that they won't open up at all. They shut down. They say everything's fine when it clearly isn't. They avoid vulnerable conversations. If this is happening in your relationship, first look at your own patterns. Have you responded poorly in the past when they've been vulnerable? Have you dismissed their feelings or gotten defensive? If so, you've taught them that vulnerability isn't safe with you and you need to rebuild that trust. You can do this by explicitly acknowledging past mistakes. "I know I haven't always responded well when you've shared things with me, and I'm sorry for that. I'm working on being a better listener and a safer person for you to open up to. I really want to understand what's going on with you." You can also create safe containers for vulnerability. "Hey, can we set aside some time to really check in with each other? I want to know how you're really doing." Sometimes people need an explicit invitation and a dedicated space to open up. And model the vulnerability you want to see. Share your own feelings, fears, and needs. Show them what it looks like to be open, and show them that you can handle their vulnerability by demonstrating that you can handle your own. Here's what I really want you to hear. The quality of your relationship will be determined by how safe you make it for vulnerability to exist. Relationships where people can't be vulnerable stay surface level. They might be pleasant, but they lack depth, they lack intimacy, they lack the kind of connection that makes you feel truly known and truly loved. When your partner opens up to you, they're handing you the most fragile parts of themselves and saying, "I trust you with this." What you do with that trust will shape everything that comes after. Be the safe space. Be the person who listens without judgment. Be the one who validates, who stays curious, who doesn't run from difficult feelings. Be the person your partner knows they can come to with anything, no matter how messy or uncomfortable or inconvenient, because at the end of the day, that's what real love is. It's not just being there for the happy moments. It's being there for the vulnerable ones, the hard ones, the moments when your partner needs you to just sit with them in their pain without trying to fix it or change it or make it about you. All right, I hope this gave you some real actionable tools for responding when your partner opens up to you. This is one of the most important skills you can develop in a relationship, and it's something you can always get better at. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the most powerful way someone has responded when you've been vulnerable with them? Or what's a mistake you've made in the past when someone opened up to you? And what did you learn from it? Let's learn from each other in the comments. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. You never know whose relationship you might be helping by spreading this message. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We're building something special here, a community of people who are committed to doing relationships better, to communicating more effectively, to building real intimacy and connection. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Before you go, check out our other videos on the channel. We've got content on setting boundaries, navigating conflict, rebuilding trust, recognizing red flags, deepening intimacy, and so much more. There's a whole library of relationship wisdom here waiting for you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, the way you respond when your partner opens up will determine the depth of intimacy you can create together. Show up with empathy, with curiosity, and with care. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and take care of each other.